Welcome to Speedypodz Episode 9. Our source material today, well, it's a really fascinating mix. We've got these fast-moving stock reports alongside insights straight from the front lines of hyper-accelerated AI development. Our mission here is to try and see how this tech is actually moving markets and maybe even changing the definition of work itself.
Absolutely. And I think the key thing for you, the listener, to really grasp is the sheer rate of change. It's astonishing. It's not just about what AI can do today, but how quickly those abilities are just multiplying. Exponentially, really.
Okay, let's try and unpack that. Starting with the big leaps in generative AI. We're seeing huge improvements in realism, complexity.
We really are. I mean, the immediate shock comes from Sora 2. The sources are calling its output unprecedented realism.
Yeah.
It's not just about looking good, it's mastering the visual details, but also, crucially, the physics.
Physics, like how?
Well, think about water, like punching through a hole in a rock face in a video. Looks right. Or how a snowmobile realistically kicks up ice and snow behind it.
That speed, though, it sounds almost alarming. Are we sure this acceleration is, sustainable? Or is it just based on a few recent models?
That's a fair question, but the data really suggests this is a trend. The experts reviewing these models, they basically said the current generation will never be this bad again.
Wow.
Yeah. And look at the numbers. AI's ability to handle long, complex tasks. It's doubling roughly every 7 months. And for the models that have come out just since 2024, that might even be doubling every 4 months. The acceleration itself is accelerating.
And this isn't just for, making cool videos, right? I saw something about GPT-5 actually helping with scientific discovery.
Exactly. That was fascinating. Scott Aronson, he's a professor working on quantum complexity classes, QMA. He mentioned that GPT-5 provided a really key technical step for one of his papers.
How long did that take?
Get this. About 30 minutes of iteration with the AI.
30 minutes. Compared to what?
Compared to potentially weeks of work for the human researchers.
Okay, 30 minutes versus weeks.
Yeah.
That changes things fundamentally. How you even think about research teams.
Right. It's an accelerant for thought itself. And that speed, well, it translates financially almost immediately. Which brings us to some of these market movers we've been tracking.
Right. And just to be clear, we're just reporting on the facts from the source material here. Definitely not offering any financial advice. But yeah, the market reactions are hard to ignore.
For sure. Look at USA Rare Earth, ticker USA. It jumped 14%.
14% in a day.
Yeah, and it's actually up 130% year to date. This followed news reports about close communications with the Trump administration, talks about potential government stakes, kind of similar to deals we saw with MP Materials and Lithium Americas.
Okay, interesting. But on the flip side, Palantir, PLTR, it fell pretty hard.
It did, down 7.5%, which made it the biggest S&P 500 decliner that day. That was after a Reuters report came out alleging serious flaws in its battlefield communication system.
Even though Palantir pushed back.
Right. The company's statement called the reports outdated and inaccurate. But, the market reacted sharply anyway. Perception matters.
And what about media players? Rumble and Reddit.
Yeah, two interesting moves there. Rumble gained 16%. That was after they announced a partnership with Perplexity. They're creating some kind of new combined subscription model.
Okay. But Reddit went the other way.
Yeah, Reddit's shed about 26% since its peak back in September. Part of the concern seems to be a drop in OpenAI citations, though analysts were quick to dismiss that, calling it more of a measurement issue than a real shift in how people or LLMs are using Reddit.
So this all leads to the big question, right? If AI is getting so incredibly good at the implementation side, writing code, making videos, solving complex math, what's the human role? What's left?
That's exactly it. And the economic research is pointing pretty strongly in one direction. As AI gets better and cheaper at implementation, human judgment becomes exponentially more valuable.
Judgment.
Yeah,
Meaning, knowing what's important.
Essentially, yes. Knowing which opportunities are worth pursuing, which problems actually matter, what direction to point the AI in, that's judgment. Implementation is just the doing.
Okay, but wait. You mentioned the research suggests AI helps struggling workers initially. In phase 1, leveling the field?
It does, yeah. That seems to be happening now, giving boosts to those who were maybe less productive before.
So why would phase 2, where implementation gets super cheap, cause inequality to explode? That seems counterintuitive.
Because when the doing part is almost free, the value doesn't stick to the people doing the tasks anymore. It flows to the much smaller number of people who have superior judgment about what tasks to do. The bottleneck shifts entirely. Suddenly, the crucial skill isn't being good at the task, it's being good at deciding which task. So the focus needs to shift, maybe from just teaching people how to use the AI the better bicycle to teaching them how to be better writers, guiding it effectively.
Got it. So the real competitive advantage isn't just knowing how to use the tool.
It's having the judgment to know precisely where to point that tool to create the most value.
Exactly. And that leads to maybe a provocative thought for you to chew on this week. If the experts are predicting that these AI models will frequently outperform humans across a whole range of tasks, maybe even before the end of 2027, how quickly do you need to pivot? How fast do you need to shift your own focus away from just mastering the doing towards mastering judgment?